All right, everybody, coming in from the side today because I don't know, I just want to be a little happier. We're here today. We have changes. Yeah, Havoc's doomed. I don't know what else to say. At this point, it's pretty solidified. We're not going to get anything. We did receive small stuff to Fel-Scarred, which is ridiculous, which we'll go over, as well as a slight nerf to Eldrachi. None of it changes anything. Woo! So it doesn't matter. And Havoc at this point is going to probably ship as it is. The most we can hope for is they at least buff up Fel-Scarred a bit, so there's a choice. Right now, no choice at all. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into looking at the patch notes. Okay, so here we are with everything. Now, I do want to recognize that at this point, I am mostly a Havoc channel, but I have branched out a bit, and I do realize I probably have viewers from other specs now. So we will be covering Demon Hunter stuff first. We'll cover the other stuff after. So the first thing, obviously, is just this stuff here. So Live by the Glaive was nerfed. Doesn't matter. That's a Vengeance talent. Then for hero talents, this is the stuff that affects Havoc. Eldrachi Reaver, Incisive Blade effectiveness reduced to 15%, so it was 30 before, now it's 15. This is the 30% amp to Chaos Strike or Soul Cleave for Vengeance. This is very powerful. It is still very powerful. It's not that big of a nerf. If you look over at some sims that we have here, I'll just grab them over here. So this was beforehand, it's a little bit under. The other build, the no mover build, was like a few percent ahead. I just don't have a cooked version of that from beforehand, and I can't sim it now, obviously, because it changes. So like 1.51, 1.53 was around the sim we were at. Pre-nerf, post-nerf, we're at like 1.4. No movers on top again, and I wouldn't look at the Fel-Scarred stuff. This is uncooked, but the inertia stuff is like 3% behind. So, you know, a nerf by about 100k. Nothing super serious. Havoc still seems pretty good. Obviously, those sims are pretty quickly run. We'll see if something changes, but pretty minor. Still the best. Playstyle doesn't really change at all. For the other thing, Fel-Scarred did receive some changes just for Havoc. So Demon Surge, which is our capstone for the thing, no longer increases armor or max health while your demon form is active. Instead, it now causes Demon's Bite to generate 15 additional fury. Demon's Blades 5 while your demon form is active. So if we go over to this handy dandy little sim, here, pull this up. Talking about this one here. So beforehand, this red Metamorphosis now also increases maximum HP by 5% and armor by like 20% or something. It now reads Demon's Bite to generate 15 additional fury, and this tooltip isn't correct, but we'll also have Demon's Blades do 5 additional fury. So this will be 12 to 17% instead of 7 to 12%. Now what that does is nothing. That does literally nothing. Pretty sure it will only be like a 2k 3k DPS increase, right? Like it's not going to change much at all, because the thing is that it's only during demon form or during metamorphosis. But I believe that will also activate with demon form of any kind, but that is not what we need fury. Havoc has so much fury, and at the point where, you know, you need fury, it's not even really gonna give you much, because like we don't have globals to spend more fury. So all this does is nothing. It's literally a nothing change. We just lost some defensiveness for some slight minor fury stuff. I get where the fury came from, because it's like, oh, you know, it's supposed to embody the other aspect, right? Vengeance's metamorphosis a little bit, and Vengeance metamorphosis does two things: gives you armor and health, or it gives you more fury and soul increase, which is like, you know, the other part of it. But this just doesn't really accomplish much at all anymore. So that is that. So this is kind of where we're standing. This is our top build. We're Havoc now 1.43. Inertia is at like 1.38, and Cleave inertia, so this one here with Immolation Auras, is at 5.3. This one here with no fire stuff at all is at a 3.1. I believe there's a better cook for that that's a little bit higher at like 2% behind. So you do have a choice there between no mover and inertia. But 1.4 compared to like this, which is the highest cook for Fel-Scarred, means still 500,000 DPS behind. Now it's not quite 50% behind, it's probably in the 30%, but it's still very behind. There's just like no point in playing it. I will say that this is under simming slightly because it doesn't have the Demon Surge stuff in yet into the sim, but this is also under simming because it doesn't have this part in. The enhanced ability you first cast deals 10% increased, and second one deals 20% increased. That is not correctly simming at all. It actually doesn't sim. So Eldrachi is actually doing higher damage than this. So, you know, there's that. So that sucks. Yeah, Havoc's kind of doomed. We're at the point now where I don't expect really any of the issues to get fixed. The most I can hope for is that we're going to end up just seeing these two trees balanced and you actually have a choice. Because right now you have no choice. You're going to play this in every scenario, and it's just going to be what it is. So yeah, that's the end of the Havoc stuff. If you want to just click off the video and be doomed. I'm at the point now where this is like 5 weeks of Doomer content or something like that. I don't even remember. There's been a lot of Doomer videos, so I'm kind of just over it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of just numb to the whole thing. So it's not really hitting me as much as it should anymore. You know, I have an existential sense of dread, but that's always kind of around. I'm not really excited for the war within, but that's kind of always there. So, you know, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, the stuff that's happened to Havoc is kind of just not really good at all. I guess Vengeance 2, we've been ignored the whole time. Our hero trees don't really work, which sucks, because I think the expansion looks pretty good if you're one of the specs or classes that actually did receive attention. But here we are, and we didn't really receive attention, so yeah. Anyways, that's the Havoc stuff. Let's look at other things. So one of the big other things is Vengeance. So all the tanks got tank tuned down. Vengeance got nerfed by a lot of things here. Thick Skin, Demonic Ward, Soul Cleave, Frailty, Void Reaver, Illuminated Sigils, Down in Flames, Metamorphosis Health, and Dark Lair Boon were all nerfed. This happened for basically every tank. Blood had a bunch of nerfs. If I scroll down to Bear, you'll see Bear got a bunch of nerfs. If I scroll down to Brewmaster, they got nerfs. They also got buffs to kind of offset stuff. So what Blizzard is trying to do is to make tank damage intake kind of a flat line. Well, not a flat line, but much less spiky. And in turn, that will mean that damage to the group as a whole should be less spiky, and healers might actually have to heal a tank every once in a while. Now, I think the philosophy for these changes is good. Obviously, tanks being completely self-sufficient, I think, kind of just diminishes a healer's role. I think perfectly in a world, a tank should be able to live mostly on their own, with the healer maybe throwing a heal into the tank every once in a while, or just leaving some strong hots on them, and they'll be fine. We were in a world in Dragonflight where tanks didn't need anything. It was basically, as a healer, you had a 4-person party and just ignored the tank completely, which I don't think that's very good either. Hopefully they can strike a balance here, but we'll see what that happens. It's just kind of just too much stuff to really talk about here. There's just so much here to go over that I don't really want to like touch into it, but those are the tank changes. Also, tuning has started. You'll see like nerfs to stuff that was really strong. Frost got nerfs, and Holy got nerfs, stuff like that. The big changes are down in the Enhancement Shaman tree, if I do believe so myself. Also Arcane nerfs. Monk got some changes, yada yada yada. Windwalker nerfs. Big stuff is down here. So Enhancement Shaman, really good changes here. Really happy for Enhancement Shaman. I had that video at once that just didn't really work out because of the fatality stuff, but we might revisit it because of these changes. Prim Wave now is a 30-second cooldown, was 45 seconds. Great change. 45 seconds is a weird cooldown cadence. Doom Winds is now 60 seconds, was 90. Again, just great change. Buffs to both of these abilities. They now fit on a quicker cycle, which is really good. Love it, love it, love it. Casting Flame Shock, Frost Shock, and Sundering now initiates combat with melee auto attacks. Sure. Molten Assault range increased by 4 yards. Cool. Molten Assault now plays an impact visual on targets. Great. Crash Lightning range increased by 4 yards. Crash Lightning is now on personal resource display. So they have AoE kind of range increases, which is wonderful. Earthen Weapon no longer on resource display. Good. And now the cool stuff, Ellie Blast now works correctly, and the following talents are now on point. Molten Assault, Improved Maelstrom Weapon, and Witch Doctor's Ancestry. So this actually means that you can grab talent points. Shaman, Enhancement Shaman had 9 2-pointers. Now they're down to 6, which is still a lot, but better. And this actually means it's a lot better for their talent tree. There's a lot of better things you can grab. Pathing works a lot better. Storm loves it. Elementalist loves it. Totemic's still a bit of a down doomer thing, but the ability to take all of the points in each tree that you want to have work with those is a lot better now, and this is just such a good change. They just basically gained 3 talent points as well as buffs to 2 of their really good abilities. So Enhancement Shaman stonks are very high right now. Absolutely love that. And then everything else is just kind of tuning. Nothing really else super matters. Again, prot nerfs here. So that's kind of it for the main changes. Havoc getting ignored again and kind of shafted. Otherwise, it's just mostly tuning, mostly reductions to tankiness, survivability, and then those nice Pog Enhancement Shaman changes. So that's kind of it. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not super excited for where it's going for Havoc. This is the first time in a long time where I've even considered not playing Havoc in about 2.5 years here now, which sucks, you know. I love the spec, but it's just not looking fun at all. No, neither Eldrazi build is fun. I don't even know if Fel-Scarred is that fun, but it's at least much less intrusive, and the main rotation works just better for Fel-Scarred because it doesn't mess with it as much. But yeah, I don't know. Here's what it is. If you're an Enhancement Shaman main, you're happy. I think a lot of other specs are happy. But for the specs that were ignored and kind of not really touched, I think Rogue is one of the ones that's like the most like that. I think Havoc and Vengeance are the other two. It feels bad. It feels really bad. Havoc is tuned very well, which is even worse because then people are kind of like, oh, you're doing damage. Who cares what you say? But I genuinely don't think it's fun to play for either build. And I think most people tend to agree with me. Eldrazi just kind of sucks. Fel-Scarred is boring and I think could use a lot of work, but here we are. The expansion launches in a month and a week, I guess. The pre-patch is out next week, which means that all the class changes are basically locked in, and all we can hope for is for some hero talent changes in August, which not very optimistic about. But there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll have a video out Friday or Saturday looking at Windwalker Monk as the next in my series of, oh, let's take a look at all these melees. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.